Hello, everyone. I am RB Jules Barbie, an adult dog collector, coming to you from all things Barbie and pretty. I've decided to, from time to time, add a segment called Real Dog Talk. And what that is when I need to talk about something or to just share things that's just taking me over the top. Um, I'm going to share it. It's not going to be for everybody, and some will receive it, some won't. But I feel like I need to do that sometimes, and this is one of those times. So, uh, my mom is in the hospital. She went Sunday. Thank you. Before I get into that, we are going to do some doll unboxings. We're going to unbox this beauty right here, Rosetta. Her and her gorgeous legs. Look at that, y'all. Love it. So that's all of them on the back, but I just want the pink one, of course. So let's kind of like put her right there. Caught you. And we're going to unbox the Barbie Besties because she and Rosetta are going to be really good friends. So, but I just want to talk for a second. Yeah, my mom is in the hospital. She has congested heart failure, and she's in a much better state than she was in Sunday. Um, this was preventable. Um, my mother didn't do the things that she needed to do to help herself, and I tried my best to help her. And she chose not to listen. That was a personal choice. No, I'm no medical professional, but I know what, eating healthy, working on stress, things like that can do. And um, she chose not to do it. It's a personal choice. And she oftentimes would get smart about it when I would make mention to, you know, try to help herself. And it was an ongoing battle. Um, she would eat foods that she shouldn't be eating and say things like, well, who am I hurting? And I'm like, well, you're hurting yourself. And it's going to have a domino effect. It's going to hurt your family. And she kept eating them, kept eating those. And even when she would go to the doctor, she felt like because the doctor didn't say anything, it was a green light for her to do what she wanted to do. And she knew better. She would do things to vex me. But what I forgot is when your parent is a toxic person and you grow up in that toxicity, it is real easy to slip back into verse of the way things are, and you are in survival mode and you're in this scary place. And definitely Sunday I was definitely in this scary place. And um, thankfully all of my mother's organs was tip top shape, just her respiratory, and that could have been prevented if she made the decision to get proper rest and stop eating things that was attributing to it. And I would share with her, how important sleep is, how important rest is, and excuse me. And she'd be like, I know. And she would say things like, well, who am I hurting? And, well, we ended up in the hospital Sunday. And I wish that was the crux of it, but it isn't. All my mother cared about was people knowing that she was in the hospital. And I was like, Mom, if you could just calm down and relax and focus on preserving your breathing, your breath. I'm going to open this door, y'all, while I'm talking. To preserve your breath. And she was like, okay, okay. And she proceeded to have me call everybody because she just wanted them to know she was in the hospital. And she even looked at me and said, I noticed you was over there crying. I saw you. I noticed that's what you were doing. And she was smirking. She smirked. And this was after going through a situation with the ambulance attendant who thought he had the right to be my father and try to tell me how I should take care of my mother when that wasn't his job. He was the only one who said anything, and telling me how I need to put my mental health on the back burner to take care of my mother. And I was like, no, I am not. And I had to tell him a thing or two. There she is, y'all. She's so pretty. I need her in my life. Look at her eyes. And so, let's see. Let's get the other one out. I fell getting in the ambulance, and he was not nice to me. He was smiling, but that didn't mean he was nice. You know, he was telling me what my family should do and shouldn't be doing and things of that nature. You know, because he saw her as his grandmother. You're just an ambulance attendant, so you really should just be quiet and do your job. And this is for my people of color. Okay, especially black folk who have issues with going to therapy and taking care of your mental health. Stop telling people that they have to put their lives on a back burner to help others, and they have to work from a place of emptiness to help others. Stop. That's so disingenuous. It's degrading. And I know it comes from a long line and a long history of that's the way we feel like we have to do things, and that's wrong. And it just further perpetuates ignorance on the highest level. We are not super people. We hurt and bleed just like everybody else. And the worst thing is that we do it to ourselves because we think that, you know, this is what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to act. And it is wrong. And I have to tell him about himself. And he acknowledged it because it is an ongoing problem in our community. A serious problem. And it made me feel guilty. Shame showed up and made me feel like I wasn't doing the best that I could do for my mom, and I knew that I was. And let's see. It was just too much, and you know, I rode in the ambulance with my mom, and I fell. And he was like, well, you're the one who wanted to get into the ambulance with up here. And I just was so drained and so spent. I was not in the mood to deal with it at all, honestly. Here she is. I probably will I'm going to rewash her hair, but she's so pretty. And so we got there, and you know, my mom's shenanigans while she should have been resting and breathing, she wasn't. And it's like she was just getting a high off of everything. And all the people I didn't call that day or made sure they came to see her that day, she did it the next day, which was Monday, to make sure I called everyone else. There she is, y'all. Oh, look at her beautiful hair. I'm definitely going to rewash it. But look at her eyes and these legs. I love her outfit. So, I don't know if she could stand with these shoes. And she can, y'all. Yay! So, and then I started grading myself because shame had showed up and I was feeling so guilty that my mother ended up in the state that she ended up in. And I was blaming myself for everything. Like, what could I have done better? Things of that nature. What did I do wrong? How did she end up here? And it wasn't my fault, but you couldn't tell me that. You couldn't make me feel that it wasn't, because that's just how I felt. And, you know, when I was up there the whole time, even the nurses said if she needed something from the nurses for her to do it, but the whole time I was up there, she didn't do that. She had me to call for the nurses and everything. Had me to do everything. And I was in survival mode. I disappeared. I no longer exist. I was nervous and afraid because I was in a new place, in a hospital that I had never been in before. And of course, no one should want to get used to a hospital or anything. But I had never been in this one before, and I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I was afraid, and people helped me, and I was saying to myself the whole time how I felt, and then I stopped telling myself, stop being afraid, stop being so scared. But I realized I had every right to feel the way that I was feeling. So y'all, we know she's fully articulated except for her wrists and the way her feet is made. So it's just her body, her legs, her neck, and her elbows. She lost her wrist articulation. And it was a nightmare. Couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I was just drained. I actually had a meltdown. And scissors. It was more than I can handle. I'm not even gonna lie. It was. And my sons, my family, my children talked to me, especially my oldest son talked to me. He was like, Mom, you need to journal. And that's when, you know, I got up and God started showing me what was really going on. And I couldn't believe it. Because I look at other channels associated with situations with dealing with toxic parents and people. And I was like, wow. So this stuff really does happen. Where people will destroy themselves just to get attention and vex you and destroy your life. And okay. So that's what I've been dealing with, and I almost didn't do a video. I almost didn't do one, y'all. Almost didn't do one. Something fell. Stuff is falling around me, y'all. Have grace with me today. Okay, we got her little cake right here. As I'm opening everything up. Let me see. We have her ice cream cone right here. These are all her snacks. And her little fan, her little kawaii cute fan with a kitten on it. And her strawberry purse. Super cute. And let me see if it opens. I think it opens. Looks like it opens. It opens up at the top. Yeah. Purse opens at the top. And You see, we got a phone and a phone case. So we have her phone and her cute little cat kitten phone case. So that's everything with her. Let's move on to Miss Barbie Bestie. And so, let me see. Yeah, because I want to cut through some of this. I'm using scissors, y'all. So, y'all know the drill. Trying to see how I can get into this stuff. So, this is the stuff that I've been dealing with since last Friday. And you know what? My mother said, "Oh, I knew this was going to happen." You did. Okay? And you said nothing. Even when she went to the doctor's office, she said nothing. And this isn't the first time she's done this. I'm like, all of this could have been avoided, Mom. It really could have. She just said, "I'm sorry. Sorry that I'm aware, and sorry that you didn't say anything. I don't know which is which." But either way, it happens. And again, I love my mother to life. I will continue to take care of my mother and do all I can to help her. But I have to constantly remind myself that I'm actually dealing with a toxic person. And the stuff that she does is on purpose. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful when you come to the realization of the things that people do and the fact that she's doing this to garner attention, because she doesn't want, my mother's very codependent. She doesn't want to do the things that she needs to do for herself and gets mad when you have her to do so. So, taking her out of the box, her head is a little, I don't know, see? Looks a little wobbly to me. And she has stuff on her face. So, I don't know if you can see. You could have to clean her face. And she has on her jewelry, and she has her mirror attached, her shoes. She has knee articulation and wrist, elbow. And I'm definitely going to redo her hair because coming out the box, she got box hair, little straggly ends, and a lot of product on the front part of her hair. Ooh, Barbie looking real rough, y'all. So this is the Barbie Bestie. And that's deep that she's just as tall as a rainbow high doll. There you go. Standing with just her heels on it. The rainbow high doll Rosetta is standing on a doll stand. So that should tell you something. Okay, y'all. So we got the little makeup puff. So, you know, my mom's basically very healthy besides the respiratory issues. And, you know, they're coming along blessedly. I am very grateful that she's recovering and they're starting to do physical therapy so she can come home. I'm very grateful for that. But I just needed to get that off my chest because I can't believe my mother would go through this extent to, that's a blow dry, to get attention. And I had another relative who's no longer with us. She would do the same thing just to get attention. I love this purse. And it indeed opens. I would carry this myself. Honestly. So it's been a heck of a week, y'all. It really has been. This is the retro phone. This is a phone case. Super cute. see if we can get this phone, get this other stuff out of here. And I'm glad I made the decision to do the video because, yeah, it needed to happen. I heard others say that they struggle getting this phone inside this phone case. So this is her phone. We'll fix that later. And this is her lipstick. Sorry for shaking the camera. And this is what? I don't know. Mascara or something? Well, maybe the top goes onto the lipstick. Let me see. It does. It's the top to the lipstick, y'all. So, that's all I have for you in terms of the dolls. I'm definitely going to keep the doll art. I am working on some stuff, and I will share that with you later. But definitely keeping the doll art. So, I will keep y'all updated and posted in the community section. But I just had to share because I forgot what it was really like when you're dealing with a toxic person on a close level of what can happen and how you can indeed get sucked in, and then shame shows up and make you feel bad and guilty about things that have absolutely nothing to do with you. And that's what's been happening to me. And I have to honestly say, if my son hadn't talked to me and said that, Mom, you need to journal, and for me to just, which would cause me to think about myself and how I feel and how I'm going through this process, I would still been in the headspace of being in survival mode and, feeling guilty and shame, kicking my butt left, right, and center, when none of this is my fault, and I did the best that I can do. And at the end of the day, my mother has to do what she needs to do to live a better quality of life. And I really pray for that for her. I really hope that for her, as well as for myself. But I really hope that for her. So, y'all, thank y'all for listening to my real doll talk. I'm going to do the other video that I had planned to do, but because this happened, I'm doing an unboxing instead. So, as always, stay fierce and fabulous, and let's all sparkle like Barbie.